Lu Shu, our protagonist, grew up in an orphanage, relying on carrots for sustenance and sparring verbally with his sister, Lu Xiaoyu, to get through the days. On New Year's Day, his life took an unexpected turn. Struck by the infamous truck Kuan, he was saved by a mysterious power that emerged from his walnut necklace. But before we get to that pivotal moment, let's return to how the day began. On a clear night, under a sky where only fireflies dare to roam, the alleyway lay silent and still. A woman walked home alone from work, her steps slow and steady. In the quiet, the faint sound of footsteps echoed behind her, pit-a-pat. As the sound drew closer, she felt an unusual warmth, as if standing near a campfire. Unease gripped her, and she turned around with a frightened expression. Her worst fears were confirmed. She had the misfortune of encountering a fire demon. The silence of the alleyway was shattered by her final, chilling scream. The next morning, a man's voice echoed from the radio, reporting on the previous night's events. Recently, our city has experienced a surge in supernatural incidents. Just last night, a young woman was attacked on her way home after leaving work. Surveillance footage reveals that the assailant appeared to be engulfed in flames. We transitioned to a small, adorable girl carrying a pot of medicine, quietly minding her own business. Suddenly, a sharp yell pierces the air. Lu Xiaoyu. Out of nowhere, a hand grabs her by the shirt. It's none other than our protagonist, Lu Shu, who's caught his mischievous sister trying to sneak a sip of the medicine meant for Annie Lim. Despite her protests, claiming she just wants a taste, Lu Shu stays firm. You have to deliver it, no excuses, he says sternly. Xiaoyu slumps in exaggerated defeat, her hunger evident in every movement. To pacify her, he reminds her about the leftover carrots they still have. They're super nutritious, practically the next ginseng. The best food ever, he proclaims enthusiastically. Xiaoyu glances at him, unimpressed and pitiful. Yeah, right, she mutters before shooting back. You eat so many carrots, you're starting to look like one. Amused, Lu Shu raises an eyebrow. Fine, what would you want instead? I want a cup of noodles, she declares, her eyes lighting up with hope. We can't afford them on regular days. But it's New Year's. We should have something special, right? But Lu Shu, ever the tease, dashes her dreams without hesitation. You can have it in your dreams, he says with a smirk, leaving poor Xiaoyu to sulk in defeat. Xiaoyu quickly retorts, Lu Shu, fine, I can live without the noodles, but you have to let me crack open that walnut necklace. Lu Shu groans, gripping his head in frustration. This necklace has been with me since the day I was taken into the orphanage, he declares firmly. There's no way I'm opening it. Unwilling to back down, Xiaoyu's frustration boils over. She starts throwing a full-blown tantrum, and in a fit of determination, lunges to bite Lu Shu's hand. As her teeth sink in, Lu Shu's patience snaps. His eyes turn dark, and his voice drops with an ominous calm. Seriously? Open your mouth now, and I'll go get you the noodles you want so badly. Reluctantly, Xiaoyu releases his hand, leaving behind a sticky mix of germs and spit. She beams with satisfaction, a triumphant smile plastered across her face. She got what she wanted after all. Our poor protagonist really should have just given in from the start and saved himself the trouble. As she wipes her mouth, Xiaoyu cheerfully adds, I want braised beef flavor noodles. Her joy radiates like a beam of light, while Lu Shu stands there, utterly defeated. Later that night, snow began to fall, and the only sound was the gentle patter of snowflakes against the window. The warm, savory aroma of freshly cooked meatballs filled the room, their steam rising like a comforting blanket. At the table, an older woman smiled as she handed a plate to Xiaoyu. I made these for you and Lu Shu, she said warmly. Xiaoyu stared at the plate, weighing her options. Sharing wasn't her strong suit, but she hesitated. Lu Shu is out in the dark, she thought. With a reluctant sigh, she picked up a meatball. All right, he can have this one, she muttered to herself. As she imagined her brother outside in the cold, another thought struck her. It's freezing. He needs something warm. She added another meatball to his portion. She paused, her fork hovering over the plate. He's weak. He never gets enough to eat, she reasoned, her resolve growing. With a determined nod, she gave him one more. Now Lu Shu's plate had 3 more meatballs than hers. Xiaoyu leaned back and smiled proudly. I'm such a good sister. Suddenly, her stomach growled loudly. Rumble. An awkward silence filled the room. Xiaoyu glanced at the window, trying to distract herself from her hunger. Snowflakes danced in the night, and she found herself wondering, will Lu Shu be back soon? Those meatballs won't taste as good if they're cold. The night sky burst into life as vibrant fireworks painted streaks of color across the darkness. Lu Shu stood with his phone in hand, capturing the beauty of the moment. He smiled faintly as he sent the best photo to his sister, Xiaoyu. Next year, he thought, I'll buy her a gift. Maybe even fireworks, so she can see them for herself. Lost in thought, and scrolling through his phone, Lu Shu didn't notice the bright headlights creeping up behind him. Suddenly, a glaring light engulfed him. He squinted, raising his hand instinctively. Oh no! Bang! The deafening impact echoed through the quiet streets. Blood splattered across the pavement as Lu Shu was flung into the air, everything slowing down in his mind. I haven't fulfilled my promise to Xiaoyu, and now I'm going to die. A burst of light erupted from the pendant around his neck, enveloping his body. The brilliance was so intense it rivaled the fireworks still crackling in the sky, masking the noise of the crash entirely. Meanwhile, Xiaoyu's phone buzzed incessantly. Ding! She read the message. Fireworks? Have you even bought my noodles? Remember, I want braised beef flavor. Ding! She texted back. Ding! 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 Are you ignoring my messages? You'll be alone for the rest of your life. Why aren't you replying? Did something happen? Say something, Lu Shu. Don't disappear like those people on the news. The messages kept coming as her concern grew. But on the street, Lu Shu's body lay motionless. The truck screeched to a halt, and the driver stumbled out, his face pale with terror. Oh no! No, no, no! He can't be dead. Not on New Year's. A soft groan came from behind him. The driver froze, turning slowly. From the wreckage, a bloody hand slammed onto the ground. You! Lu Shu rose, his tattered clothes soaked in blood, his eyes blazing with an otherworldly fury. The driver stumbled back, his face ghostly white. You're in big trouble, Lu Shu growled, his voice filled with raw, unyielding anger.